defending undefeated.
As well, like, it has attracted attention. People do now want to see the fight. People are complaining about the fight, but there's no way they're not going to watch it, you know. So it's I can see why it's attracted a lot of criticism, but I agree with you in that it's seems a bit extreme, and certainly the people who were criticizing Canelo and Khan, the situations, as you say, were quite different.
Yeah, totally different. Yeah, and none of these same fans didn't seem to have a problem with Floyd Mayweather pulling one Manuel Marquez up from 130 pounds, 3 weight classes below. With Floyd missing weight, I heard no criticism about that here in the United States, but Gennady Golovkin fights Kell Brook and everybody's having a fit. I don't know what it is, but
I think a lot of fighters are held to different standards.
Exactly.
Another, you know, by the fans as well as sort of. I mean, I think a lot of the true fans can sort of see through that kind of rhetoric, but yeah, you do find that some fighters seem to attract a lot more sort of criticism than others for the same situations. So.
See, that's why we needed that UK perspective. You hit the nail right on the head. Triple G is being held to a higher standard than other fighters.
Yeah, that's what it seems like. That's what it seems like at the moment, and it's a shame. I think that's sort of, especially with something as complicated, as tricky as weight divisions, because the debate is, you know, that if you want them to fight at several divisions, sort of lower, higher, why have divisions at all? You know, I discussed it sort of at length in one of my videos fairly recently, actually, and I know it's controversial, but it's a shame that some fighters are being told constantly to move up or down when others don't seem to have face the same pressures, you know.
Exactly.
So it needs to be the same standard across the board, I would say.
Or is there anyone who you would have liked to see Gennady Golovkin fight besides Kell Brook, a fight that could have been made?
It's a good question, actually. It's a good question. I mean, to be honest, when the Eubank Jr. fight was signed, I was looking forward to it. But there are very few fighters at his weight class that I could see sort of causing him problems. How about yourself? Was there someone that you were very disappointed not to see him in with?
Well, I was like you. I was hoping for the Eubank fight. He was in negotiation with Eubank, but according to Eddie Hearn, the dad and Eubank priced themselves out, and Kell Brook, he's the next biggest name. He stepped up and signed the contract. So, and the fight sold out. Didn't they say the fight sold out? And I think in 11 minutes in the UK.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, UK fight fans were pretty well known for being rabid. You know, we love our fights and we love our fighters. So certainly, yeah, it would sell out. And my expect is that the bar will be run dry as well. So we'll definitely like to have a good time here at the fight.
So now to our official predictions for the fight. Kell Brook versus Gennady Triple G Golovkin. Big drama show. Who you going with?
I mean, I might be taken out and shot by my fellow sort of Brits, but I can't see.
Don't go against the UK. Are you going to do it?
I mean, I really struggle to see past Golovkin. I think that Kell Brook could sort of give him problems for a few rounds. He could sort of absolutely be able to kind of time him for a while, but I do think Golovkin is an underrated boxer. He's actually got a very, very decent jab, and he can sort of find ways in to land this kind of incredible power that he has. But power isn't all that he's got to his name. You know, he's actually got a lot of boxing skill, a really good amateur pedigree and stuff. So I struggle. I think that Brook is talented. I think he'll look good for at least a few rounds, notch up a lot of points and keep it competitive for a while. But I think if he once Golovkin sort of catches him, I think it's game over. It's got to be, surely.
So you're picking with your head and not your heart.
Always. I'm definitely that kind of girl, I'm afraid.
Well, if you guys like money, listen to me. I'm going with Gennady Golovkin. I'm going to give you guys the round. I'm going with Gennady Golovkin to knock out Kell Brook in the 8th round. I'm not only picking the fight, I'm picking the exact round, the 8th round. He's going to carry Kell Brook, and he's going to stop him in the 8th round. Watch and see what I tell you.
That's brave, man. That's brave. Yeah.
I think he's going to carry him because he wants to make it interesting. He don't give the fans their money worth. Like he always say, big drama show, Triple G. So he's going to give him a good show and stop him in the 8th.
Yeah, good point, actually. Good point.
So let's move on to Pacquiao, Vargas. Another fight that's getting a lot of criticism. Manny Pacquiao, he's taking a lot of heat from pro Floyd Mayweather fans and just fans in general. So what do you think about the criticism Manny Pacquiao is getting? People saying he's ducking 140-pounder Terence Crawford. What do you think about the criticism that fight is getting?
Yeah, I've tried to see it as, again, with quite a level head in a way. I mean, I know a lot of people were sort of very, very disappointed in this fight, and I didn't really share that view. I didn't find it as sort of offensive as some people seem to find it. I mean, I would have loved to see the Crawford fight. I would have really liked to see Crawford in with Pacquiao, but I don't think that's out of the question in the future. I do think that coming out of retirement to face Crawford immediately wouldn't necessarily have been wise from a business standpoint. Yeah, it's what the fans would have liked to see, absolutely, myself included. But I still think that actually, if he can look good against Vargas is young, he's very technically solid, he's aggressive. I think he can look good against him, look fast, and use those angles and reflexes that he's really known for, then that'll still be impressive. That'll still be... and from there, I would be very surprised if he went back into retirement after a win. I think that taking the Vargas fight is kind of indicative of the fact that he wants to come out of retirement for a couple of years, and then pursue fights with, say, Crawford, Broner, maybe even, Mayweather
Floyd.
Again.
Yeah, Floyd Mayweather rematch. Well, my take on the whole situation is the same like Triple G. Who was Manny Pacquiao supposed to fight? Adrian Broner,
Yeah.
He's in and out of jail every other week. Danny Garcia wants $50 million. I guess he think he's fighting Chelsea Clinton. Keith Thurman is injured. He's out for the rest of the year. Amir Khan has a hand injury. He's out for the rest of the year. Kell Brook is fighting Gennady Golovkin.
Absolutely.
He's already fought Tim Bradley 3-4 times. Beat him all 3 times, in my opinion. Floyd Mayweather is retired. Crawford fights at 140. The next best name, WBO champion Jessie Vargas. That's the next biggest name. So I don't understand why the fans are giving Manny Pacquiao so much flack.
I think if they considered it from those sort of in those terms, if they considered it from the business and the sort of political standpoint, and as you say, who's tied up with what, it's not simply a case of going from door to door, like knocking and asking, can you guys fight me? Can you guys fight me? It's kind of it's very, very tricky negotiations, and especially with Pacquiao's schedule as it is as well. He's sort of, I think he's still in the Senate. He's still a senator and stuff. So I think he has been taking, as you say, a lot of heat for this, considering that he's not got as many options as you would think he has on paper. There's lots of people that fans would like to see him in against who just aren't viable at present. So if he wants to fight again quickly, I think Vargas was a good style, and I don't think he'll be that much of a pushover.
Yeah,
really.
Jessie Vargas, he just knocked out Saddam Ali.
Exactly.
Jessie Vargas, he's no slouch. So in your personal opinion, do you think Pacquiao is ducking Terence? Did he duck Terence Crawford, considering Crawford fights at 140 and Pacquiao is a welterweight?
Yeah, I mean, I'm very hesitant to call anyone a ducker, I have to say. I think that a lot of the time it comes down to their management. But on the other hand, I do think that it probably was a kind of wiser business decision not to come out of retirement and face somebody who's young and who's been described as looking like a young Mayweather kind of thing. I think there'll be a little bit of business sense in there, but I don't think ducking is fair. I don't think that's quite right in this situation. I think Vargas was a wise choice, yes, but not necessarily a cherry pick, as people are calling it.
Exactly. I don't think it's fair to ask a 39-year-old to drop down to 140 at this stage of his career to fight a young, hungry champion like a Terence Crawford at 140 at his natural weight. That's asking a lot. So
I agree with you.
Now to our official predictions for the fight, Pacquiao Vargas. I'm torn on this fight too. I don't know which way to lean.
Right. I mean, well, in that case, I'll start. I think that for me, it's Pacquiao on points. If it's the Pacquiao we all sort of know and many people love, then he's going to be able to sort of use that timing and those angles and speed kind of thing to put on a real show. I think that Vargas is going to keep it. He said he's all over social media. He's so excited about this fight, and you can see why. He's managed to land himself in the ring with this kind of living legend of the sport. So I think he's going to keep things exciting. I think he's going to be very game and come forward. But I think Pacquiao, if he's the Pacquiao that we sort of know, he hasn't, and he looked good sort of in recent fights. He hasn't. He's getting on in years in boxing terms, but I think he's still looking very fast. He's still, got these sort of sharp reflexes and things. So for the time being, I'm going with Pacquiao on points in this one.
Pacquiao on points. Let me see which way I'm going with this fight. Jessie Vargas, like I said, he's a lot better than a lot of people think. He just stopped Saddam Ali, and he he's a powerful fighter. He stopped Ali. He's big. He's naturally bigger than Pacquiao, taller than Pacquiao. But like you said, the old Pacquiao with those angles, the power, that right hand. If the old Pacquiao shows up, I'm gonna have to agree with you. I think Pacquiao on points is the way to go. But like I said, I'm torn. I think it's 60-40. 60-40 Pacquiao. I'm leaning 60-40 kind of. But yeah, I'm gonna roll with Pacquiao against my better judgment, because I'm thinking Vargas might shock the world. But I'm gonna go with Pacquiao just because I'm a Pacquiao fan. So I'm gonna roll with Pacquiao. Don't let me down, Pacquiao. I'm picking Pacquiao with decision, win by decision. So
good choice, I think. Good choice.
Yeah, so I don't want to hold you over your time. We reached the 20-minute mark. I'm gonna let you shout out your channel, Instagram, Twitter, any social media outlets that you want to shout out. Well, and I appreciate you joining me.
It's been my pleasure. It's been really nice to sort of discuss these fights, and especially sort of collab with someone in the States. It's great. So if anyone's interested, my channel is Jessi Jackalope, and my Twitter and Instagram handles are the same, actually, at Jessi Jackalope. So you can talk to me on there if you'd like to. And I post videos sort of approximately every sort of 2 weeks or so, and give my thoughts on the fights. So thanks very much for inviting me again. I appreciate it.
And I will put her channel link in the description. You guys go check her out. She's one of my favorite channels.
Thank you so much. Thank you. It's very kind. Thank you.
Okay, we about to sign off. Check you guys later. We out. Peace.
Bye, guys.